So we're going to talk about the second method of getting leads. And it's not really getting leads, but when you buy on online, we had buying at live auctions yesterday. We're talking about buying on online auctions. So it's not really getting leads, it's really getting deals. So we bought a bunch of properties on online auctions. We bought on Zome, we bought on auction.com, and we bought on Hubzu. And it's not such an easy thing. A couple of issues. The first is you don't know what you can really buy, right? You're going to bid, but you don't know if someone else can outbid you. Most of the properties that you cannot get into, some you can. Most of them are not vacant, they're occupied. But it's a way to try and buy. But the big issue with a lot of these companies is that if you win the auction, you got to get them every document that they want immediately. It's usually processed by a company out of India. Just give you one example. We bought a property in an area we do a lot of business with in Elmont, and then there was a Jewish holiday, and we tried to get everything done before that holiday. We were going to be closed for 2 business days, and I even told them, listen, we're closed for 2 business days, so is our attorney. Let me know what you need, because we're not going to be able to get it to you for 2 days. Of course, during those 2 days, they asked for another document that I think we had already sent. We didn't get it for them, and they canceled the deal they canceled the entire deal because they didn't receive it in 24 hours. So you have to be on top of it if you want it. Actually, the EMD, the earnest money deposit, or the amount you have to put down on contract, is pretty low on these properties. And if you're a licensed broker like we are, you can usually get some commission, 1%, sometimes 2%, sometimes even more. So you got to figure that into your price. We figure all those things in just to what our purchase price is. So if we get 2% back, we just lower what our purchase price is. So it is a decent way to buy deals, but you're usually not going to be able to buy them cheap enough to wholesale to another rehabber, because you're buying them for the rehab price. And you need to do a lot of due diligence, because the contracts are not assignable, and there's very few outs once you give that deposit. I mean, your possible loss is your deposit. Also, if you don't want to go through with the transaction, they could cancel your membership on the site. But it's an interesting way to find deals. If you can get into the properties, it's a good way to get in. And then if you're starting out, to then track what that property sold for. It's a good indicator, because it's almost certainly going to get sold to an investor, because you can't get traditional financing on a lot of these houses. So it's a way to get, their leads. But I find myself lately checking in on those, bidding on them, checking them out, and never buying them, because I'll put in my max price, and then someone will outbid me almost every time lately, as prices have gone up. So it's similar to live auctions in that people are paying higher prices. But I would say that if you're starting out and you want to take a look, go to Hubzu, Zome, which is XOME, and auction.com, and look at those. Some of them, Hubzu just started charging a $1,000 fee just to bid. Zome always charged the fee to get in there. Auction.com sometimes you had to also charge it. So, which is actually good, because before people were bidding and they had no recourse if they would just outbid you. And then a lot of time, very many times, these things won't meet the reserve price. So these are almost all REO properties. So the bank that owns them wants X number. They don't give out that number. The bids go up. You think you win the auction, and they go, sorry, it wasn't enough. That happens a lot too. So I've been wasting some time lately on it. I really should waste 0 time on it, because the chance of getting the amount of time I have to spend to get a deal is not worth it. But if you're new, it's something to check out. You might be able to learn something from it. If you can go into a property, if they give you the lockbox code, you get in there, and then you see property, and then you can sort of track what it sold for. You get an idea of what other investors are willing to pay in your area. So it is a way to help you learn the business. At this point, for where we are, it's not a great source for us, but we probably bought a dozen properties on online auctions.